friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle, and as per usual, this is going to be another, I don't know if I want to say a weekly reading vlog, because I've been posting twice a month to like once a month lately. Well, that seems to be like the norm. So I guess just welcome to another reading vlog slash lifestyle vlog, because that's another thing I noticed, that I like to incorporate some lifestyle-ness to my reading vlogs. Let me know if you guys like that. I personally like that. I love like watching like reading vlogs that have like some sprinkle of like b-roll lifestyle thing. So I've noticed that I've been doing that too. So I'm a little hungover because I went to a potluck slash Friendsgiving yesterday night, and your girl had a little bit too much of sangria. So I'm gonna go to Dunkin' and get some bacon, egg, and cheese, get a coffee, get this like hangover out of my system, because I have a Twilight viewing party to go to tonight, and I might vlog a little bit of that, just maybe like a few clips, because like I don't know everybody there and I don't want to be like in people's faces with a camera like, hey guys, this is my vlog. Actually gonna hit up Barnes & Noble right now because I have a gift card that I still need to get through, and I need a dopamine kick. Okay, I'm finally like getting out of like my depressive episode, just a little bit. I'm not fully there, just a little bit. So I'm like, you know what, coffee with my husband and Barnes & Noble trip. And I also have to get some stuff to make mac and cheese. Today's Saturday, November 23rd, and Thanksgiving is this Thursday, and I just want to beat the crowd. So we're gonna go to the grocery store and pick up stuff to make mac and cheese, because I am on mac and cheese duty. And I'm nervous every time I have to cook something. I'm nervous, but it comes out good, y'all. And yes, I'm gonna humble brag, because I've been chefing it up this year. My cooking skills, really good, really good. I do have some reading updates. I realized in the previous vlog when I ended it, I completely forgot to talk about the Darker Shade of Magic book that I'm reading. I haven't gone further in that book just because I was finishing up Fourth Wing, and I just was really sucked into Fourth Wing. But I am still reading it. Like, I haven't read more from where I stopped at, but I am going to continue reading it. I do have hella updates on Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. I've been listening to it on audio, and I've been blasting through it. I think I'm now on chapter 15 or 16, but I will give you guys a more proper like summary of the book and proper thoughts on the next clip, because my arm is hurting and I have to go and do these errands. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Friends, I am back from running my errands, and I have a little book haul for you. I still didn't go to the Twilight Watch Party, that's later tonight, but I'm wearing my shirts. Where the hell have you been, Loca? Duh, why would I not wear this Jacob shirt? Also, real quick before I forget, I totally forgot to show you guys my tattoo, mostly because it was still in the little saline wrap, and it was just crusty and in the healing process. But it's been over a week now since I got my tattoo, and I wanted to show you guys. Ta-da! I'm still working on my sleeve. I still got like several areas that we need to tackle, but I'm glad we were able to tackle the back of my arm. I still have space right here, but yeah. On the tattoo spicy meter, because I know people love to ask me, so I'll go ahead and answer that question. On a scale of 1 to 10, 4.5. I was literally falling asleep at some point. I was face down, my arm like this, and I was just like falling asleep. I was like, so yeah, it didn't hurt. There were some parts where it was a little spicy, but other than that, it didn't hurt. The most painful tattoo I had done was on my leg. I'm not gonna show you guys because I have not shaved my legs. It's the winter time. I'm not shaving my legs in the winter. Sorry. It's the ghost face tattoo. It's a matching tattoo that I got with one of my best friends, and it was my first leg tattoo. Oh my God, that was spicy. Okay, I gave that like a 7 out of 10. I was like, but now that I have one leg tattoo, I have to get the rest of my leg done. Anyways, that was a little side tangent I wanted to go on. But back to the Barnes & Noble haul. I'll show you guys what I got. First things first, I got book 3 of the Nyaxa series. I'm so excited. Guys, I got a misprint. Look at this shit. Look at this. I'm so pissed. I didn't notice this until I got home, and I'm like, are you... And I'm like really good at like catching shit like this, but like I honestly looked at the edges and it looked fine. I looked here, like I didn't even like notice it until like I got home, and I was just kind of flipping through the pages, and then I was like, why is this dog-eared? And yeah, dude, this page was not... I'm so pissed, but it's whatever. My husband's like, no, it's good luck. It's good luck. And I was like, all right, I'll keep it. I am so excited to get to book 3. But since I'm talking about book 3, let me go ahead and talk about Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. It's considered a side quest, a side story in the Nyaxa series. I've been told, even the author herself has, Carissa Broadbent, she said it is not mandatory to read it before book 3, but I seen some reviews where it's like that is true, but it's kind of like how in 6 Scorched Roses some characters are introduced that you're gonna meet in the following book. So characters that were in 6 Scorched Roses they were the main focus. They were introduced in book 2, which was Ashes of the Star-Cursed King. I'm doing better remembering these titles. Be proud of me. So I think it might be something like that, where there might be a few key characters in Slaying the Vampire Conqueror that might show up in book 3. So I'm not risking anything. And me and Danny, we've been, buddy reading the whole Nyaxa series together. We're just like, let's just fly through Slaying the Vampire Conqueror so we can start this. And like I stated earlier, we've been flying through it. The audio book version of it is so good. It's only on Audible. And I'm like, okay, because I canceled my membership. I was like, crap, when does it expire? And I have 5 days. And I'm like, okay, I need to fly through this before November 26th. So yeah, that was, I used a credit, I downloaded it, and I'm like, all right, we're flying through this. And I'm on chapter 16. Her name is Selena. She is a blind assassin. She's not really an assassin. She's more of a seer. It's like this group of women called the Archesian, and they are devoted to a goddess. I forget her name. And in order to be a part of the Archesian, you have to have your eyes removed, and you're like trained. Like you're trained to use your other senses besides your eyes. Yeah, so your eyes are given or is like a sacrifice to the goddess, and then your other senses are used to do whatever the Archesian do. So far, it looks like Selena does a lot of assassinations, and I'm like, okay, I love me an assassin. Okay, from what I've heard, it looks like, yeah, they do other shit, but like it's not really talked about. We're just following Selena, and it looks like she just does assassination stuff. And there's a conquest going on in the continent that she lives, the Vampire Conqueror. his name is Atreus, and he invaded her land about a few years ago. That's how the beginning of the book starts. So she meets him when he lands on her land and starts invading where she lives. And she's like, I'm gonna kill him one day. So then it flashes forward a few years, and she's sent on a mission finally to infiltrate his circle, become his seer. And seers in this book are important because they're basically like oracles, and they show visions to the kings. Basically, they help secure the future of the kingdom. And so she is finally given a mission to infiltrate the Conqueror, because he's just been conquering like land after land after land. And finally they're like, all right, we're sitting you in, you got to kill him. And Selena's like, bet. I love Selena. She first of all, Carissa Broadbent, her writing, immaculate. Y'all don't understand how much I love her writing, and her storytelling is so good. I'm not surprised that I just immediately off the bat, I loved Selena. She's so led by self-righteousness, and you see it. Like, she's very like black and white with a lot of things. Like, this is good, this is bad. Like, for her, there was like no in between. And the Sight Mother, who's like the mother of all the sisters in the Archesian, she keeps telling her like, hey, that's your fault, and it's gonna be like your undoing if you don't fix that shit. And you see it. You just see that she's so led by that. And I like how complex she is. She's really well written, and all the other side characters are well written, and the world building is just top notch. I'm so excited to continue that book. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish it for this vlog. I have to finish it for this vlog because like I got like 4 days left on Audible, so it's gonna be read. It's gonna be read. But anyways, yeah, so once I'm finished slaying the Vampire Conqueror, I'm gonna jump into book 3. I'm so pumped for this. I already seeing some like non-spoiler reviews, and everyone's like praising this. I'm like, of course, it's Carissa Broadbent, guys. Like, she writes masterpieces. So yeah, anyways, moving on to the next part of my haul. All right, so you guys may be a little confused. So when I did my book haul earlier this year, I didn't do it on camera, but I decided to unhaul my 2 Ice Planet Barbarian books, because not because I didn't like them. I loved my Ice Planet Barbarian books. I just unhauled them because I was like, oh, it's 22 books in the series. I don't think I'll ever have time to read them. Blah, 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 blah. Dumbest mistake ever. And I'm saying that because when I went to Silent Book Club, we were talking about monster romance, and one of the friends was like, oh my god, Nicole, you need to read Ice Planet Barbarians. And I was like, going in, I was like, you have to, it's so good. The world building, it's just so good, so good. And then last week on this Discord that I'm a part of, we had like another member ask about monster romances and what books she should start with when it comes to monster romances, and we all immediately said Ice Planet Barbarians, and we were just going on about how good it is. And I'm like, I'm such an idiot. Why did I unhaul my Ice Planet Barbarians? Why did I do that? Like, every time I think about it, I light up, and I love the series, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm so, why do that? So I'm like, all right, let me repurchase the first 2 books again, because I've been wanting to reread it because it's so good. If y'all have not read Ice Planet Barbarians, I know it sounds insane. Like, I know you're like, blue aliens, really, Michelle? Like, y'all, do not sleep on monster romances, because a lot of them have really good world building and amazing characters and really good romances. Like, do not sleep on monster romance. I know it sounds weird, and I know you're probably gonna be like, monster romances. Y'all, if you can look past the tentacles and hooves and claws, there's some good ass books. Don't knock till you try. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, yeah, so I went ahead and I repurchased book 1, which is just Ice Planet Barbarians, and then book 2, which is Barbarian Alien. And yeah, I think I'm going to be doing a reread of the series because it's just, they're so good. I know I was like, oh my god, it's 22 books long. They're not that long though. Like, they're about less than 300-page books, so they're easily consumable. Like, you can consume them like this. So yeah, I mean, what if I make an Ice Planet Barbarian vlog? I just read all 22 books. That'd be a good idea. That'd be fun. The reading plans that I have for this vlog, again, is just continuing listening to Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. And I know I said earlier that I'm still making my way through A Darker Shade of Magic, and it's true. I am. I'm still really interested. I got to a really interesting part in the book where characters are like intersecting. The chapters that I've read, it's like the setup of the book where we're shown different Londons. We're getting to know Kel. We're getting to know Prince Reese. We're getting to learn Lila Bard. And it looks like shit's about to hit the fan. So I'm getting to like it's like a roller coaster. Like I can tell it was a lot of like world building in the beginning. So I'm finally about to reach like that point. And I want to keep going because I'm like sucked in. I just got so distracted with Fourth Wing. That shit sucked me in. I don't want to promise me finishing it in this book, especially with the holidays coming up with Thanksgiving and everything. So don't want to put that out there that I'm gonna finish it, but for sure Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. And if I finish that book in this vlog, I will go ahead and start reading book 3 of the Night Access series. That is all that I'm reading right now. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything else. No. Okay, that is the plan, y'all. Just finishing Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, move to book 3, and I'll just, you know, continue A Darker Shade of Magic on the side. I'm going to chill and then bake some chocolate chip cookies for the Twilight Party tonight, and I'll see you guys on the next update. Hey friends, just jumping in to give you guys an update. Today is Wednesday the 26th. No, Wednesday the 27th. I literally just looked at my watch. Yeah, the 27th. I am about, I want to say almost 80% into Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. And I just want to hop in and give you guys a little update before I completely finish this book. I've been devouring it the minute I hit play on Audible. And guys, like, also sorry if you're hearing like background noise. I have the heat on in my car, obviously, and I have the heat on because it's cold. But anyways, yeah, y'all, this book, I haven't devoured a book like this, and I think the last book I just sat and just devoured it was probably Funny Story by Emily Henry, and it's bringing me so much joy. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. I'm like sucked in. If you guys don't know, I've been shouting it from the rooftops. Carissa Broadbent is like one of the best authors out there. She's one of my favorites. She's so good. No, I'm stressed out. This book has me stressed out. I think I only have 100 pages left, and shit is happening. Shit is hitting the fan. I'm already sensing heartbreak. Like, I'm anxious, I'm scared. I'm hoping I can finish the last 100 pages today at work. It's a great time. I'm terrified. I love Atreus, the Vampire Conqueror. I love Selena, the main female character. They're just so complex and so, they're just great characters. And yeah, I just want to hop in and tell you guys that. All right, well, I'll talk to you guys later. Hey friends, I'm here with a couple of updates. Let's start with the first one, and that is that I dyed my hair. You guys can't see it in the camera light, but it's like a plum chocolate. It just looks chocolate here, but maybe if I get a little closer, there's some like plumish red berry like highlights throughout. And yeah, I just thought this would be like a good winter color, and it's just, I love blonde. I think it's a fun color to do, but this is my first time going blonde in like years, and I remembered why I don't do blonde highlights, and it's just like high maintenance. Like my blonde already turned into like a brassy color, and it would just require me to go back and get it toned and this and that and that, and I'm very much a low maintenance girl. Like if I can stay cute, stay pretty in a low maintenance way, I'll do that. And when it comes to blondes, it's just high maintenance, and my wallets are crying, my wallets are screaming. I can't do that. So I decided to go for a darker color, and I am loving it. So I hope you guys like it too. The second update is that I finally finished Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. So I finished this literally a day before Thanksgiving, and I legit had no time to sit down and make a video because it has been jam-packed busy for my break. Like it was getting up early to cook for Thanksgiving, and then I had to host friends on Friday, and this and this and that, and I was just like, oh my god, no, I do not have time for that. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit down today finally and talk about my thoughts. And guys, I gave it a 5-star rating. I absolutely loved it. I knew 6 chapters in, Carissa Broadbent was not gonna fail me. She has not failed me so far, because you know they can't all be bangers, right? But so far they have been bangers. The world building, it definitely added to the whole Nyaxa universe. It's so good. We're following the House of Blood in this book. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with the Serpent and the Serpent book, y'all, these titles be too damn long. Okay, I'm gonna put the picture up here, whatever the name of the first book is. The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Wow, my mind. If you guys aren't familiar with the series, of the Nyaxa series, if you guys aren't familiar with it at all, in that universe there are, I might be wrong, I think 4 houses of vampires. There's the House of Shadows, the House of Night, the House of Blood, and there's a 4th house. I do not remember. I'll put a little text right here. Anyways, so it looks like to me every duology, because it looks like Carissa's breaking up those books into duologies. And the first duology, we are following House of Night, and for Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, which is just a spin-off of the Nyaxa series, is following the House of Blood. So what I mean by that is that we are following characters associated with those houses. So the Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, the Conqueror, Atreus, he is from the House of Blood. And so we don't see any characters from the other installments, but a lot of the lore is deeply rooted in the other books, if that makes sense. So characters aren't talked about, but there are things that you should know lore-wise when you read Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, because when I was reading some of the world building, I was like, oh, and I was connecting dots to the other installments. So do I recommend reading this as a standalone? No. I would definitely, if you want to get into the Nyaxa series, I would definitely read book 1 and then 6 Scorched Roses, book 2, and then Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. Do it that way, and I feel like you would understand the world a little bit more, because if you go in blind, I feel like you would still appreciate it as a reader and have a good time, but some of the world building is not gonna click, if that makes sense. But anyways, 5-star read. The world building is great. Like I was saying, it builds off of the other novels. Carissa, my girl, she's got a way of making complex characters complex. Like, not a simpleton in her books. Nobody is simple. Not even like the small little side characters. No, they all got personalities, okay? There's like this one side character, Erekis, who's like kind of Selena, the main female character. He's like kind of her bestie in the book, and he's great. Like, he doesn't even have that much page time, but when he does, he's his own person. He's not like this cardboard cutout of a person. Like, everybody in that book, everybody in all her books have a personality. They're great. Nobody was flat, nobody was boring. The slow burn, if you guys like slow burn romances, indeed, it was slow burning. That bitch was simmering since chapter, whenever they met. Chapter 3, chapter 4, that shit was on low and slowly boiling, okay? It was great. It's not insta-lovey. I hate insta-lovey books. If the romance is insta-love, no, I don't like that. We don't have that here. No, Carissa loves her slow burns. She does her slow burns good, okay? And it was slow burning. The chemistry was there. It was there, okay? I felt the chemistry. I felt the romance. I loved it. The spice scenes, she did good. Those were good spice scenes. They weren't Serpent in the Wings of Night masterpieces, because that spice scene was, but it was good. If there's one thing I've noticed in Carissa Broadbent's books, one of the themes she dives deeply in her Nyaxa series is religion, morality, and religion. Those themes were really heavy in Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, because a lot of the issues that Selena had in the book, the difference between morals and religion, and morals as your own person, because that was what she was struggling, because the Arkissian, they had their own morals, and Selena would always fight against it, and that was like her biggest flaw with the Arkissian. So it's really interesting to see her character development and see her like have her internal struggle with what the Arkissians believe and what she believes, and it's just so good. 5 stars. The ending was chef's kiss. I did kind of predict how it was gonna go. It still left me gagged though. That plot twist at the end, I was like I semi-predicted it. I was like, these are my theories. And I was sort of right. I was still like, holy shit, that's crazy. But yeah, the themes in the book, A+, plot twist, A+, world building, A+, romance, A+. It's an A+ book from me, guys. Highly recommend it. The other update was that I'm finally continuing. I just realized when I was editing and looking back at my other vlog, I think near the end, I totally forgot to talk about A Darker Shade of Magic, and I'm still reading it. I am continuing it right now as we speak. I listened to a few more chapters on audiobook. I think I'm almost 50% of the way now. I'm on page 202. I don't know why I opened it, because you guys can't even see that. I've been listening to it on Hoopla at work, and honestly, listening to books has been a game changer. I mean, I've always, like, when I can, I've always, like, tried to listen to books, but, like, ever since my bestie put me on Hoopla and I have access to so many, like, audiobooks, that has changed my life significantly, because I would always cancel and resubscribe to my Audible, because y'all, $15 a month is in this economy, it's a lot of money, okay? So when my friend was like, girl, get Hoopla, it's free, I was like, why didn't somebody tell her this earlier? Hello? So that has been a game changer, and it has honestly helped me read much more and get through books faster. So, you know, at work when I have downtime, or it's just like not as crazy, I'll just pop it in a headphone, listen to it. So that's what I did today. I continued listening to A Darker Shade of Magic. I'm loving it. Like, just like any fantasy book you pick up, the beginning is always slow. It's always slow, because, you know, it's that build up, you know, the character background, the info dumping, the world building, and then you're just like, oh my god, hurry up. It's good. I already got to a few action scenes. We got our main character Kel meeting and teaming up with our thief Lila, and it's a great time. I'm not gonna say anything else, because I feel like anything else will be kind of spoiler territory, but I did want to share a quote that I just absolutely loved, and I had to annotate in my book. Look, guys, I have a little tab. I highlighted it, and it's from Lila. So basically this is when Kel and Lila are trying to team up. Well, Lila's trying to team up with Kel. Kel's like, hell no, you stay here because the shit that's about to happen, because y'all, I'm at the halfway mark, so I know some shit's about to happen. And he's like, shit's about to happen and it's too dangerous, I don't want you tagging along. And Lila's like, I don't care, I want to get the hell out of here, I want to go on an adventure. And then Kel's like, he literally asks her, aren't you afraid of dying? And I don't know, what Lila said next had me gagged, because I will say one of my biggest fears in life is dying. And I have a huge, like, I'm like a control freak, not in a like crazy way, but control freak in a way of like, it's hard for me to let go of certain things. So the next line, just like her reply had me gagged. She was like, death comes for everyone. I'm not afraid of dying, but I am afraid of dying here. I'd rather die on an adventure than live standing still. And I'm like, are you serious? Wow. And I was like, I have to go annotate this now. This is like such a profound quote. What the fuck? I feel like this is gonna be like a 4 or 5 star read. I don't know. I'm having so much fun. I'm super engaged. The writing in this is really good. Like at first it was a little confusing. I think it was because, you know, it was my first time reading a V. Schwab book, so I'm trying to get used to her writing style. But after I got used to it, it's really good. I'm having a great time. I'm loving it so far. But yeah, those are the updates that I have for now. If I just finish A Darker Shade of Magic and finish up this vlog, I feel like that would be awesome. But I've been enjoying reading 2 books at the same time. It's been kind of fun jumping in between books, and I might pick up a romance. I've honestly been debating on rereading the Ice Planet Barbarian series. I love that book so much. I mean, and it's perfect. Like, it's cold outside, it's December, it's not snowing. I wish it was snowing, but it's not. And I just feel like that's like a perfect like winter cold romance book to read. Like, should I reread Ice Planet Barbarians? Oh wait, I just realized I'm reading Never Lie. Duh. Oh my god, I still want to read Ice Planet Barbarians though. I don't know, I completely forgot about this book. You know, none of my coworkers are reading this book. We started this impromptu book club. I got 100 pages in and nobody has cracked open that book. Do not start a book club at work, because people will not follow through. I think that's also probably why I forgot about that book, because everybody else has. It's not bad. I think I might finish it because it's honestly like interesting and I just want to see where it goes. So now that I brought it up, I think that might be the next book I'm going to continue reading in this vlog. We'll see. Okay, no promises regarding Never Lie, but I'm really feeling Ice Planet Barbarians. Really feeling that book. I don't know. We'll find out what I do in the next clip. Hey friends, I just wanted to pop in and give you guys a really quick update. I only have 100 pages left in A Darker Shade of Magic. Wow, okay. I don't know how this is book 1, and y'all, they murking bitches left and right. I don't know if that's a spoiler. I'm sorry, that's a spoiler. Well, I guess it's not, because I'm not telling you guys who is getting, but y'all. Today is Saturday, December 7th. I'm still working my way through this. And I was listening to it Friday yesterday, like all day at work. And I kept gasping. Like, my coworker was like, are you good? I'm like, I'm good. Don't worry. I'm good. I'm just listening to a book right now. They're like, oh, okay. Guys, everybody and their mama is getting in this book. And it's just book 1. Book 1. I didn't think it was gonna be like this in book 1 of a series. Okay, this is like book 2, book 3 behavior. Wow, I'm like shook. But other than that, I'm having a great time. Like, this is definitely gonna be a 5-star read. Like, I already know. I love Delilah and Kel so much. Delilah is just cutthroat, bad bitch. She does not give a fuck about anything. She does not care, okay? Like, she gets what she wants. She doesn't care what is in her way. Whatever's in her way, she'll get it out of her way, okay? She gets what she wants. I love her. And then Kel, he's arrogant, he's stubborn, and I love him too. They're both the main characters, and they're both my favorite characters. I'm having such a great time. The world building is so good, and how everything is like, because it's like different chapters, is like different POVs of like random characters. And sometimes, like in the beginning, I was like, who cares? Like, why am I like reading a POV of a bartender right now? But it makes sense later in the book. Like, it's just like these little like chess pieces that just come together, and I really love V.E. Schwab's writing, and this is so good. But definitely, you know the drill. Once I finish this book, I'll give you guys a more in-depth book review, but I just want to hop in and just let you guys know that I'm almost done. I think I'm gonna finish it this week, like for sure. I can blow through these 100 pages so quick. Another update is I'm still making my way through Never Liked. I have thoughts. Obviously, when I finish it, I will express those thoughts. But so far, it's entertaining, but it's mid. Like, it's a good bad time. Like, the writing is not the best, but I'm sucked in. I like, when I read it, I'm sucked in. So yeah. Anyways, I just want to hop in real quick and just hype up Darker Shade of Magic. And also, I'm about to do some Christmas decorating, so I'm gonna film a little bit of that, add some Christmas B-roll to this vlog, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hey friends, we made it to the end of the vlog. Everybody give me a round of applause because your girl managed to finish 2 books in one day. Okay, I finished it yesterday, December 10th. Today is Wednesday, December 11th. 2 books in one day. Who is she? Who is she? I finished Neverlie by Freida McFadden. And the first thought that came to my head as soon as I closed my Kindle, I was like, girl, what the hell is this? Respectfully. Okay, but in all honesty, I had a great time. It was entertaining. Every time I picked up the book to read, I was sucked in for hours. It's a very quick read. It's a very fast-paced book. And I liked it. Like, I was genuinely, like, as the story progressed, I was coming up with theories about the book. Of course, I'm gonna keep my review very vague. I don't wanna accidentally spoil anything, so bear with me. But as the story progressed, I was coming up with theories on why certain people disappeared, what's going on, and I was really sucked into the story. And I can tell that the author was trying to not go for the obvious. Near the end of the book, like, it just became like, these plot twists that just came out of nowhere became so unbelievable to me, because I was like, this literally makes no sense to me. And this all came like, and I get it, like a plot twist is supposed to, like, you know, give you that whiplash, like, whoa, what the hell? But like, it kind of like connects the dots. You know, when the plot twists happen, you're like, oh, like the author is like leaving these little crumbs. And I can tell that because, like, looking back, I see the little crumbs she was leaving, like the little like red herrings that she was leaving throughout the book. But I don't know, they were just so, the plot twists were so ridiculous. Like, I was cracking up. Like I was like, every reveal that happened, I was cracking up, and I was like, are you so serious right now? This is ridiculous. And the ending, I was like, what the hell? And then yeah, that's literally like my first thought when I finished the book. I was like, girl, what the hell is this? I gave the book 3 stars. It's my first Freida McFadden book. I enjoyed it. I had a fun time. It wasn't like a masterpiece. It wasn't like a literary masterpiece, but again, it was fun. It was entertaining. If you're looking for something that's trifling, there's like a mystery. You basically have to guess who done it, right? Throughout the whole book. I listened to it on audio near the end of the book, and the audiobook was really good too. Like, I kind of wish I listened to the audio since the beginning. Like, it was that good. And yeah, guys, like, it wasn't a bad book. I really enjoyed it. And the next book I finished was A Darker Shade of Magic. This book changed me on a molecular level, like 5-star read. This was a 5-star read. This was my first V.E. Schwab book, and she blew me out of the water. Oh my God, this was so good. I don't even know where to start, okay? Actually, I do know where to start. First, oh, I had this upside down. First and foremost, Delilah Bard, or Lila. She is absolutely and truly is that girl. She's stubborn. She's stubborn, but in a way that isn't annoying, in the way that's like, she's stubborn because she had to be stubborn. You know, like, she was a street rat growing up and a thief, and, you know, she had to do what she had to do to survive. So, like, being stubborn as her personality trait is because she had to be stubborn to survive, right? It wasn't like an immature stubbornness. So, like, I excused it. I was all right, I get you, Lila. And she's just like, she's like strong in her own way. She doesn't have magic in the book, but her strength is shown in like her being smart, cunning, very calculated. Like, she is that girl. She is the moment. She is the star of this book. And then we have Kel, who is obviously the main character of the book, and he's also like great. Like, he's very complex. I don't want to say he's a gray character. I mean, he has like gray character tendencies. Like, he does do some things in the book where it gives like gray character vibes, but maybe we'll see more of that fleshed out in the rest of the series. But other than that, like, I just like how complex he is as a character. So is Lila. They're both very complex characters. And there is 100% a slow burn in this book. The slow burn is slow burning. It's really good. The magic system is so, like, well written and so fleshed out, and the world building is so insane to me. And I can see how this is a very good introduction into fantasy, because this is high fantasy, and I wasn't too lost when it came to the world building. It was slow, but that's a lot of like fantasy. Even in like romantic fantasy, the world building is slow if it's written well. If the fantasy and if the world building in fantasy books are too like, it's just too quick, it's not gonna be a good book. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. Sorry. You gotta take your time with the world building. Anyways, but yeah, I can totally see how this is a, you know, entry into high fantasy or epic fantasy. So if you're new to the fantasy genre, I highly recommend A Darker Shade of Magic. And definitely, like, it raised the bar for me personally, what I want in fantasy books. Also want to mention real quick that V.E. Schwab's writing is so good. Like, it's so weird because she's very like straightforward with her writing. There's barely any flowery language. Like, there is in some paragraphs, but for the most part, she's very like straight to the point, very like cold cut in her writing. And usually I find that kind of like basic sometimes. I'm not saying that like all flowery writing is the best writing, because sometimes that shit do be dragging on. I'm like, okay, girl, we get it. The color of the door is yellow like the sun that reminded you of your ex's mom's blonde hair. We get it. But it's just very interesting because it's like, she's very straight to the point in her writing, but it's not boring. Like, it's still very, very entertaining and very like engaging. So yeah, V.E. Schwab's writing is so immaculate in this book. And the way that she like left like crumbs throughout the book, and then every little crumb is so important to the overall plot in the book. It's just crazy. Like, I'm like, you planned all this? Like, the planning and the calculating in this book is insane, and everything just comes together so beautifully, and the conclusion of the book was really satisfying. Honestly, the way the book ended, it could have just been a standalone, and I wonder if it was originally a standalone and then she was like, you know what, let's make this to a trilogy, because you can read book 1 and be like, all right, that's the end, and it would have been fine. Excellent book, excellent characters. The villains in this book were so good. Like, it's also like, I don't want to say heavily political, but it does have like fantasy politics in this. So this is a fantasy book through and through. You got your magic, you got your villains, you got your politics, you got morally gray characters, you got your good characters. Oh, and V.E. Schwab, this is book 1, y'all. She was killing people left and right. That is not a spoiler, by the way. Like, I don't want y'all being like, oh my god, Michelle, you spoiled that. No, I'm preparing you guys, because nobody is spared. Like, nobody. I'm not gonna tell you who, obviously, because then that will be a spoiler, but I just want you to go in with that expectation that like everybody's getting murked. Okay, everybody, this is book 1. I'm scared about book 2 and book 3. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say without, you know, walking into spoiler territory. You know, I toyed with the idea of like making like a spoiler section and having like timestamps to skip. Well, let me know if that's something you would like for me to put in my videos, just spoilers, and just have like timestamps of where to skip to so I can give a more in-depth review, because it's like, there's so much more I want to say, but I just can't, because I'll just be spoiling the book. But anyways, let me know if that's something that you guys want me to do. I can totally do that. But for now, I'll just keep the reviews vague. And yeah, this was a 5-star read. I'm waiting for the audiobook version of book 2 to come in from the library. It's still on hold. It's supposed to come in either today or tomorrow. I have to check my library app. It's not on Hoopla, sadly. Book 3 is on Hoopla, but book 2 I had to like request it through my library app, and I'm like, what? Anyways, so yes, I am so ready to jump into book 2. Love this book. I hope book 2 is good, because if there's one thing I know about fantasy books, the sequel can either make it or break it, because especially in a trilogy, book 2 usually suffers from like middle book syndrome, where just like book 2 only exists to build up book 3 and all the good shit happens in book 3. So I'm just like hoping and praying that book 2 is just as good as book 1. Anyways, guys, so what are my reading plans for the rest of December? That's a great question. You didn't ask that question, but I'm just gonna pose the question and answer that question. So we have like what, 2 weeks left of December, and I'm like trying to figure out if I have enough time to shove in one more reading vlog or not make another reading vlog until January. But like, I feel like I want to make it a goal. I want to see if I can shove one more vlog into this month. No promises though, but I'm gonna try, because the books that are up to read are Ice Planet Barbarians, which will be a reread for me because I just love Ice Planet Barbarians and I want to reread it. And it's a short book. I feel like I can kill it in like 2 days, and that'd be fun to add into a vlog. I also have, so I'm part of this Discord for this booktuber that I really enjoy her content. I will link her YouTube channel down below if you want to check her out. I'm part of her Discord, and we were talking today, and honestly she posed the question such a great time, because she asked about the dark romance rom-com Lights Out, and everybody was hyping that book up. Everyone's like, oh my god, the audiobook is so good, the book is so good, da, da, da. It's on Hoopla, because I did put it on hold like for the ebook at my library, but when I checked Hoopla, because everybody was hyping up the audiobook, it was on there, and I'm like, so I requested it, and I listened to 2 chapters today at work, and so far it's okay. I'm not like a huge dark romance girly. I don't know, it's just not for me. But the way that people were describing it was like, it's like a diet dark romance. It's not like, it doesn't really tread over very like taboo topics, very like dark topics. Like, some topics are talked about. Like literally the trigger warning section of the audiobook was a minute long. I'm not exaggerating. That shit was 1 minute long. I was cracking up. I'm like, are you serious? Like, it was just like bullet points. But the reason why I went ahead and started listening to it anyways was because of the way people were saying that it was like a diet dark romance. It's not crazy at all. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a listen. I'm listening to it for free, so I'm gonna listen to it. And so far it's interesting. It is about a guy who does thirst trap TikToks, and he wears ghost face mask, and this chick named Allie, she watches his thirst trap TikToks, and she's like, I want him. And yeah, I know there's more to that summary, I just don't remember, but it's a dark romance, so like we can all kind of like guess where it goes. But I know it has like it's like a stalker romance, so I know he stalks her, but that's about it. Yeah, I'm 2 chapters in. It's interesting so far. And yeah, so I'm listening to that. So that might be in the maybe second vlog of December. So we have, like I said, we have Ice Planet Barbarians, Lights Out, and then me and my friend Danny, who we've been buddy reading the Nyaxa series. She's like ready to read book 3. So we have that option as well, which is, oh my god, this title is so long. What is it? The Songbird and the Stone of Heart, some shit like that. So guys, we have 3 books. We have Ice Planet Barbarians, Lights Out, and Songbird and the Heart of Stone. Will I finish these 3 books in time to make a second vlog for this month before the year ends? I don't know, but stay tuned and we will find out. So if you guys made it to the end of this video, go ahead and leave me. Let's do a red heart for Red London from Dark Shade of Magic. So leave that emoji down below. And of course, if you guys like my content and want to see more of my content, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Bye!